Sive singahlala phasi bekunene.
Ngiyathokoza kakhulu. His Majesty Ingwenyama King Mswati III, Your Majesty Monarch of the Kingdom of Eswatini, carrying on to say, Your Majesty, before I carry on with my speech, I would like to just quickly say, Your Majesty, how deeply honored I am, Your Majesty, coming from deep within my heart, that you have given me this wonderful opportunity to address your people by Ede. Carrying on, I would like to greet Amakosigati. I would like to greet also with great thanks Your Highnesses, the family, the royal family, KaZwelithini. I would like to honor also the Prime Minister. I would like to also honor the Secretary General of African Free International Trade, His Honorable Wanele Nene. I would like to honor councillors, chiefs, Chief Justice, Deputy Prime Minister, the whole Cabinet, President of all officers of Parliament, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Secretary General of the African Continent and Free Trade Area. Thank you. All is on point. Your Majesty, as I stand here today, it brings tears to my eyes because I do remember the day when you gave my father, King KaZwelithini, the same opportunity you have given me today. For that, I thank you, Your Majesty. When I think personally of the trade fair, which is a fair trade, trading fairly, I think not only of Swaziland or South Africa or Mozambique, I think about the whole continent of Africa. I believe in free trade, of which, Your Majesty, I thank you so much that this culture of trade fair trading is still on after so many years, even during the time of your father, Your Majesty. When I think of this event, I think of unionship, partnership, and commitment, and believing in what you really want to do in your businesses whether it's small or big business. This platform today, called the Trade Fair event, opens a lot of doors, Your Majesty, for big and small businesses alike, where everybody gets an opportunity to showcase their products. And thank you so much, Your Majesty. I've seen that even your financial sectors avail themselves to assist in this matter. This is a powerful moment, a very powerful moment for Africa. We live in a digital age where everything is now mostly digital. Let's take on a fair trade when it comes to digital trade. We must not be left behind, but we must all the time be consistent with the economy and what is happening in our continent. This continent of ours does not only give certain countries opportunity, but everyone has an opportunity to trade. This gives us so much hope for the future generations that we will succeed. As His Majesty had just mentioned, that countries even as far as China, Malaysia, America, you name them, they also have availed themselves to want to trade in Africa. This now gives us, and gives also Swaziland, Your Majesty, an opportunity, as you had mentioned, to get their products overseas, because even overseas, there are products that they need from Africa, and formal exchanges in this matter through negotiations in business, this is possible. Going back, Your Majesties, this time we live in a time of branding your product, saying, who are you, by branding your product. A very good example. And also survival. How long are you looking for your product to survive through your brand? Your Majesty, I'm happy today that all what I've mentioned with the branding and the logo and survival and longevity of a product, a very good example for that would be a simple product which is very well known all over the world. Simple. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has survived as a brand and as a product. You yourself, with your product, can do the same. Coca-Cola is the most famous product in the world. Number two, after Coca-Cola, believe it or not, it's Zulu. Your Majesty. We have survived. So, don't ask me, people, what I do with my brand Zulu. That's our business, that side. Your Majesty, thank you so much. Just to remind the nation that it is so blessed to have such a visionary king, such as yourself, Your Majesty. If that was not the case, this event wouldn't have been possible. And Your Majesty, I give you, from the bottom of my heart, the applause that you have kept the trade fair event alive after all these years. You know, just to mention, when I used to think about the trade fair, luckily I grew up most of my, well, some of my life, youth, here in Swaziland. And when I used to think about the trade fair, I never understood the name. All I knew was Ngiyeshuwi. And we're gonna have fun because musicians used to come through, Brenda Fassie, you name them, you know, there'd be Michael Jackson music. And as I grew up, I saw that there's actually a bigger picture to this trade fair than dancing and enjoying music. Your Majesty, the youth who are here today, they also will one day understand and be part of the bigger picture of this program, that it brings Africa forward, it brings Swaziland forward to be able to be recognized business-wise internationally. And thank you so much, Your Majesty. You have blessed your nation and taught them that God does not like lazy people. uNkulunkulu akalithandi ivila. Akusetshenzwe. Ingwenyama ivulile izandla. Asisebenze, sibambisane. Ngiyayithanda futhi nalele logo yalapha ekhaya ethi simunye. Asibe munye-ke ngoba akekho umuntu owaphumelela wenza ibhizinisi yedwa nje akazi akusile ibhizinisi lelo, kuyabanjiswana nebhizinisini. Ngiyacela-ke imbube yenu ngoba sengibuyela kwaZulu ngizowuphatha ilokotho ezinhle ukuthi simukele kahle lapha ekhaya kwakuhle. Nginifisela inhlahla niyiphathe kahle ingwenyama, ngiyikhonze kakhulu umalume kumina. Ngalamazwi nina besilo ngithi ngiyathokoza kakhulu.